So PBS has been showing this Muhammad Ali special. I saw it was on the menu. I was like, okay. Then I see as the menu scrolls down, there's something says Frazier. I'm like, oh, but not Joe Frazier. Frazier, the sitcom. Anyway, just thinking, what is the most realistic hood movies to you guys? You had New Jack City, Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. You can even throw Friday in there, even though it was a comedy. There's some other lower hood movies, but I'm talking about the real big ones that were big in the theater. To me, Boys in the Hood was the most realistic. I mean, from the ice cream trucks going down the street, if you grew up in Southern California, that was a big thing. The ice cream trucks, I used to buy those little strawberry shortcakes. Even just Ricky playing around with the football. We used to play street football. That was our thing. We'd be playing that like till the street lights came on sometimes. Had Lincoln High right across the street from me. We, go over there sometimes and play tackle. But Boys in the Hood was just realistic how it dealt with the football. It showed how there's different, personalities in the hood. It showed, Furious Styles is just like one of my buddy's dads. He even looked like him, the beard, just the way he walked. So that movie was done the best. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't glorified. I thought Menace to Society I don't like that movie. I think it's whack. It just seemed like it was taking hood elements and then amping it up. And I know there's real stories in the hood that are crazy, but it just didn't, I don't know. And Tupac was originally supposed to be in that, and he got fired. And you know about that story, what he did to the Hughes brothers, allegedly. But I guess Tupac didn't like the script either. It's just people that grew up, I know he grew up in the Bay Area, but people that grew up in Southeast San Diego, Compton, South Central, Watts, I just think Boys in the Hood was a lot more realistic. Even showed how the Ricky's mom would treat him differently because she thought he was going places, and then she treated Doughboy like a scrub because she just thought he was going to be a little gangbanger, which is kind of what he grew up to be. But you got to show love equally. Maybe he would have changed had she showed him love, but they had two different dads, and I guess maybe she didn't like his dad or something. I don't know, but I like Boys in the Hood out of all the hood movies. New Jack City. Now, you remember when that came out, they talked about they were shooting in the theater and all that. New Jack City, yeah, the movie was put together real well by Mario Van Peebles. Have you ever heard the story how he picked Ice-T to be in the movie? He was in the restroom and he heard some guy in there talking and he's like, who is that? Ice-T was saying something about if you could find one molecule in my body that gave then something. And Mario was like, whoever that was, I want him in my movie. So he told Ice-T about his movie. I guess Ice-T didn't really take him seriously, but he got Ice-T to be in it. Ice-T was a little bit hesitant to play a cop at the time, but then his buddies on the street in jail was like, man, you better take, advantage of that opportunity. And now look, the dude's been on TV longer than I think anybody. But New Jack City was put together well. There's some elements of it I don't like. I thought it was a bit graphic, with that scene with Eka Mouse on the street. I thought you didn't need to show it like that. And there's other stuff I don't want to get into that I didn't like. But it had some classic moments. So other than the things I didn't like, I put New Jack City. Realism, it was realistic. It was kind of amped up a little bit. I didn't grow up in New York or the East Coast. I grew up in the West Side. But it was put together well. Friday actually is very realistic, That's what Ice Cube was just talking about. I was watching him on a Flavor Flav show, and he was talking about people used to just think because of all the hood movies, the West Coast was like, like Vietnam. He said something like that. So he wanted to show that, we had good times too. We had funny moments growing up in those areas. And yeah. Check out my West Coast stories on my J. Roos Theory page if you haven't, and I tell some of those stories. But that movie was very realistic. When I was growing up, weed wasn't, that wasn't the thing. That came along later. But other than that, just hanging out in the front yard talking. You see the weights in the front yard. We used to lift weights in my buddy's backyard. We used to play street football. So there was a lot of funny things that took place, and Ice Cube wanted to show that with Friday. So I ranked Friday next. What else? Like I said, I didn't really care for Menace to Society. Now, Juice was a big movie that we liked growing up, but we used to say there were a lot of things in it that seemed off, like them getting together talking about we're having a meeting. Like, what is a meeting? Like, this is a boys club or something? But we just always thought it was strange how Tupac or Bishop in the movie took the gun and all of a sudden it went to his head and he got crazy. And that was probably Tupac's best movie. But I don't know, the other night it was on and I was all like, yeah, Juice is on. But then it's like I couldn't get into it. So I don't know if sometimes as time goes on, a movie doesn't stand the test of time. Like Boys in the Hood, when that's on, I can watch that every time. But I don't know. There's just some weird moments in Juice that don't seem to fit. But Tupac, I mean, he played that character. I think Tretch from Naughty by Nature auditioned for it first, but then when Tupac read it, he was even like, "Hey, give him the part." But Juice is an interesting movie. Of course, in all these movies, there's stuff I don't like. Of course, the language. And Boys in the Hood has moments I don't like too. But growing up in the streets, you hear these languages. I mean, you hear language like that. So I guess they're trying to make it as realistic as possible. But yeah, let me know what you guys think is some of the best hood movies, even maybe some comedies I'm forgetting or something. But I think Boys in the Hood easily ranks number one. Just all the aspects, the parenting, the little interaction that Furious Styles had between he and his ex-wife, or I guess they were married, Angela Bassett's character. And I remember listening to John Singleton talk about Ice Cube was supposed to cry at that end scene sitting on the step, and he just couldn't work up the tears or something like that. And Ice Cube actually failed. He wanted Ice Cube to be in Boys in the Hood from the beginning, and Ice Cube kind of brushed him off because I guess he was an intern at the time, John Singleton. But he's like, I got a movie for you. So he had him read the script, and he came in and read, and he was terrible. So he told him, man, go back, read the script, man. And so I guess he came back and nailed it. But yeah, Boys in the Hood, that stood the test of time. Even when Furious was giving that speech to all the neighborhood people out there, and he was telling them about gentrification. I hadn't even heard of that word at the time, where he was talking about, businesses getting taken over and then moving black businesses out and liquor stores everywhere. Yeah, I saw that. I had to move out of Southeast San Diego because they were expanding Lincoln High, so they all gave us a big check and we had to bounce. So Furious Styles was dropping knowledge way back then about what was going on in the streets. So, like I said, I say Boys in the Hood, New Jack City, maybe Friday, then New Jack City. Juice maybe just for pure, I don't know, I don't say entertainment, but just different. I Menace to Society, I didn't really like it. Anyway, this is N.W.J. Thanks for watching. Appreciate that. Make sure you share, subscribe, comment. See you next time, hopefully.